Mia had exactly 3 coins left in her coat pocket, and she knew it. She had counted them that morning before leaving the small apartment she shared with her grandmother. The kind of counting you do not do out of habit, but out of necessity, out of the quiet fear that lives in the chest of someone who has very little and knows it. She was 17, worked evenings at a bakery sweeping flour off the floor, and saved every spare cent toward her grandmother's medication. Today she had planned to use those 3 coins for the bus ride home after school, because the walk was long and the afternoon sky was threatening rain. She turned the coins over in her fingers as she walked past the park, the cold metal pressing little circles into her palm. And that was when she saw him. He was sitting on the edge of a bench near the fountain, an old man in a torn coat with a paper cup between his hands and eyes that stared at nothing in particular, the way eyes look when a person has grown tired of asking the world for help. Something moved inside Mia. She stood there for a moment, thinking about the bus, thinking about the rain, thinking about how long the walk home was. And then she thought about how the old man probably had not eaten, and she thought about her grandmother, who had once told her that the truest measure of a person is not what they do when they have everything, but what they do when they have almost nothing. Mia walked over, crouched down beside him so she was not looking down at him, and placed all 3 coins gently into his cup. The old man looked up, surprised, and she gave him a small smile and said, "I hope this helps a little, sir." She stood up and began the long walk home in the rain, her shoes soaking through before she even reached the end of the block, and she did not look back. What Mia did not know was that the man on the bench was named Arthur Calloway, one of the wealthiest men in the city, and he was not truly homeless. For the past 3 weeks, he had been sitting in parks and street corners dressed in worn-out clothes, observing how ordinary people responded to someone who appeared to have nothing. He had given quietly to charities for decades, but lately he had grown tired of not knowing whether kindness still lived in people, or whether it had been worn away by busy lives and busy screens. He had seen dozens of people walk past. He had watched mothers pull their children away. He had seen teenagers laugh. And then a girl in wet shoes with 3 coins to her name had crouched down to meet his eyes. The next morning a letter arrived at Mia's school addressed to her, and inside it was a scholarship covering 4 full years of university paid in full, with a handwritten note that read simply, "Because you did not hesitate." Mia read the note twice, then sat very still in her chair and quietly decided that her grandmother had been right all along. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like. Share it with someone who needs to believe in kindness today, and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Story, for more true stories that remind us what it means to be human.